Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, how's everybody doing out there? And welcome to the Charles Matthews Show. Guess what? My partner in crime is back again. Please welcome to the show, once again, Steven.
Hey, brother. Good to be back.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. Happy Friday. This is a kind of unscheduled time for us to talk on a Friday.
I know we've been messing up everybody's schedule the whole week. Well, Steven's on until Tuesday. Steven's on. Steven's on. But the great thing about it is Steven has been bringing fantastic guests to the show, and we getting to know a lot of your new partners in crime, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great team, and we wanted them to all have the opportunity. So this is really for us as well, as you know, Charles, to help them, as they're selling this program, so it explains it better. I think we're in a day and age now where it makes it more difficult to get people on a call, or because everyone's so busy and inundated, they're trying to shove everything in. So what we've done is, in preparation for getting on a call, we're doing these recordings so that they can send them out and say, have a look at what's going on here. Have a look at the program. It's explained here, and I'm, meeting with our CEO to explain it. And so, that's kind of the strategy that we're using in order to, to help people understand what we're doing a little bit better, because that's really all we want to do. And people are, today they're getting sold all over the place, and that's not our objective here. Our objective is to partner with companies and help them, do the things that this program will help them do.
All right. So when we come back, our special guest, don't go nowhere. Let's go. So let's not keep them waiting, Steven. Please introduce our special guest.
Yeah, I would like to introduce Melissa. I call her Missy. You'll hear her referred to as Missy a lot of times. A very important part of our team, and we're really excited to have her part of our TG group.
Please welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for that warm welcome, Steven. Thank you for having me, Charles. I love this.
Not a problem. I can tell when we're in the green room, I'm like, oh yeah, she fits. She knows how to do this. She's comfortable. We're ready to go.
Absolutely. Look, she's even wearing the RTG colors there with the scarf. She's got the gold on there. Yeah.
So before we move on, I'd love for my audience to get to know you a little bit more. So tell us a little bit about you.
Oh, perfect. Thanks so much, Charles. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just so thrilled to be on this team with Steven, to have the opportunity to help transform the world and really tackle the 17 SDGs that, first and foremost, starting with ending hunger. I think that's really important for all living beings all over the globe to be able to have nourishment and be healthy and live a well-balanced, peaceful life.
All right. So, Steven, talk to us a little bit about the program. Some people have been understanding, some people are asking me questions about it. And I said, okay, Steve's going to be on the show. We can break it down from start to finish and what all the benefits are. So let's go backwards. So I want them to understand the benefits of what they're getting when they do this. Because that's, to me,
yeah, well, I mean, it's actually, for us, it's where we start anyway, Charles. We always start with the benefits. We want to make sure the companies understand what is in this for them. And we've really broken it down into specific challenges that companies are facing today. Every company is trying to improve culture. There's a direct tie now, the culture and bottom line. So it's extremely important. One of the biggest things that companies are facing today is employee attraction and retention. Retention is extremely important. Maybe one of the top things companies are looking to do today. So they're always looking for programs that they can engage their employees, get them involved in things, and more importantly, build that emotional connection with both their employees and the brand and their clients and prospects. It's extremely important in today's world, maybe than ever before, to have that type of thing. And with social impact, I mean, we're in the decade of social impact, we're partnered with the UN. We're all partnered with the UN, by the way, to focus on these 17 sustainable development goals. And now almost 70% of companies in North America have specifically referred to they're referred to as the SDGs. They're referring to the SDGs when they're talking about employee attraction and retention, bottom line, growth, all of these things. They're referring to these particular SDGs. And so, we created this program that will benefit in these areas, but we've highlighted a couple of things that some companies haven't thought of, and some companies are still focused on kind of making the decisions for this younger generation as to what that company will stand for. And now we know that is in, plus we did it ourselves and made the mistake of trying to do programs all based on hunger in the corporate world. You need to make any program you're doing today about your employees. If you want engagement, if you want to really make a big impact and increase that retention level, how the employees really feel about the company, you need to make these programs about them. Yeah. So what that does is that eliminates the traditional way in which companies do it, and they sit around and say, okay, what does our company want to stand for? Well, we want to focus on climate, or we want to focus on gender equality, or we want to focus on racism. That's all great, and you can certainly do that, and you can develop programs for that. What we're telling companies right now is our program is all focused on all of the 17 SDGs, and our program allows your employees to decide what they're passionate about, what challenges they want to take, which will get more engagement. And in fact, in the test markets we did with 25 companies, we had literally CEOs calling us back and saying, we've never gotten 100% engagement in anything we've ever done in our company, but in this program we did. So we're really proud about what the program is and how it works.
So let me ask you this, Melissa. What about giving back attracted to you about how other people or what's going on right now? What attracted you to this program?
You know what? I think it's just 100% about the fact that we can all do something, and we can all do the littlest thing. So whether I'm a billionaire and I can turn around and give, half my money back to a charity, or perhaps help feeding people, I know Stephen and I have talked about building homeless shelters in the past and having them worldwide, and having retreat centers for meditation, sound baths, ceremonies, getting people back to nature, back to the roots of vegan lifestyle, and really taking care of our Mother Earth, because it's been very abused over the past many years. And we have the massive opportunity now to make that massive impact with each and every single one of us, starting with, if someone doesn't have the $1 billion, they're able to go outside and pick up garbage for half an hour. And that is where our social impact challenge comes in for our employees to be able to gain points and to participate and to really feel like you're contributing to Mother Earth and making that big difference.
Well, Stephen, she touched on something that I want to continue with. She touched on getting those points. Talk about that. It's people are thinking points. It's like, yeah, it's a game challenge. You can fight against other companies. Let's tell that story.
Yeah. So this is a gamified program. Team buildings traditionally are gamified. You go to paintball or you go to scavenger hunts and you build teams and they compete against each other. So this is similar in that particular way, where it's a gamified program. And really what happens is companies get engaged. They select which month they want to engage in, and excuse me. And they then what ends up happening is all the employees will register, and then when they start, there's this 17 SDGs in front of them, and they can click on whatever SDG that they're passionate about. If it's climate, if it's ending hunger, if it's gender equality, racism, whatever. And underneath every one of those are a bunch of challenges. And as Melissa pointed out, our proprietary algorithms will pick up the actual impact that the challenge is having. So if you click on, for example, climate, and as Melissa, one of the challenges actually is going and picking up trash for half an hour. So you're going to make an impact in the world, but our algorithms will show you it's a small one, but it's still an impact. whereas potentially you click on the Four Oceans one. So Four Oceans is going to have they're one of our partners. They're another for-profit social enterprise. And their challenge is you're going to go and buy a bracelet off of them. Now that's going to score more points because the impact is greater, because that bracelet that you're buying, for example, is made out of plastic that was taken out of the ocean, recycled safely, and then made into this bracelet. So that's the type of thing that we have, all the different challenges. RTG's program of feeding is one of the challenges on feeding. So people can do simple things, you go and buy a hamburger and you drop it off, to somebody who needs it. You're obviously going to get some points. So there's all these different challenges there. But here's the real thing that employers need to understand. Again, this is for your employees. The one who benefits the most is obviously the company, because you're engaging your employees. You're having fun with them. They'll compete against each other. They'll see who's got the most points every day. They end up trash talking each other. They'll have a lot of fun doing it. And in COVID in particular, right now, companies are looking more and more for ways to bring their employees together. They obviously can't do that physically for all obvious reasons. Now this is a great way to bring them together and engage them for an entire month. And they go back and forth, and every day they're doing things. And so it makes it a lot of fun, gamifies it, has a major impact that they're having. And at the end of it, as Melissa mentioned, we just add up all the points, divide them by the number of employees, and a company gets an XP or a social impact score, and now they can measure that against other companies. We have some companies right now looking at championing this and doing it with all of their clients and getting them involved and competing. So many different ways that you can do it. But our program was a really good program, and around COVID now, it's really taken it from really good to really great. So there's even more ways to doing it. And we're being told that now, and companies are booking this for, January, February, March, knowing that they want to start the year strong. So that's what the program's all about.
All right. So before we go on, I think when you were talking, I saw a little flash there. Melissa, do you have one? Do you have one?
No, it was there and then I lost it.
I have
the bracelet. Yeah,
I have the bracelet from Four Oceans. Yeah. I have one for sure.
Yeah, and that's the greatest thing is like it's simple to do, but it makes a great impact on everybody. Because the funny thing is, while both of you guys were thinking, I was like, okay, how are they going to do it? But I'm like, wait a minute, these companies are on Zoom every day. So while they're doing their Zoom meetings, they can, after each Zoom meeting, say, okay, guys, what are we going to go do today? Okay, well, let's go pick up trash. So they all leave, they can find out what they want to do. They're constantly talking to each other on Zoom. So there's no excuse why you can't participate on this right now.
Yeah, and the other thing, remember, Charles, is that this is a platform. We built this platform, and so they can go on anytime they want. Each employee's registered. They can go do their own thing. They can do whatever they want to do. And all of a sudden, when they do it, of course, the points are registered. So they could be doing it. Maybe that night they decide to go and do some things, or buy a bracelet or whatever, or feed a person. And all of a sudden, the next morning, when they have their team meeting or whatever, the company will probably want to bring that up, the leaderboard every day. And, and I'm like, look at me. Last night, I got like 17 points. I'm leading right now. So you get that trash talking stuff. You get that involvement. And one CEO said to me when they tested this, they said, the funny thing is we have some employees that are kind of quiet and a little bit introverted. They not only got involved in it, but they started doing more challenges, and they saw their name up there and how it was increasing and going up, and people were commenting on it. And it just did them, a tremendous service by being part of this and now being even a bigger part of the company. So he said, this program was, in fact, he was the one who said, can we do this every, 3 to 6 months? Because, we really like it. And we want to obviously improve our score every time. So, and of course, I said, well, sure, you can do that. We have built-in things for them to be able to do that. So we anticipate this is going to be a big thing. And honestly, we're kind of visual down the road thinkers, innovation. And we see, perhaps 5 years from now, as the Zeds are graduating university and going and looking for jobs, and a company saying, yes, you dropped top of your class, we want to hire you. And we could literally see the Zed saying to them, oh, okay, that's really cool. Sounds good. But by the way, before we go any further, what's your social impact score?
Yeah.
Because that will hopefully, with what we're doing, what everybody else is doing, this is going to be more and more important. And this is the way that we're going to eradicate these, specifically these 17 SDGs, but all of the problems that we've created in the world.
All right. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, let's talk about my favorite part. Okay. We know what it is, Stephen. So
absolutely.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
RTG Group is a social enterprise. We substantially benefit and reward those who choose to do good. Our mandate in all of our programs is that everyone must win more than they put in. For more information, call 647-859-0126. We can do this together.
All right, so there it is, Stephen. I'm going to pop it up on the screen.
Yeah, that's all right.
Receive more than they put in.
Yeah.
All right. When I first met you and you were talking about that, and I was like, what'd you say? Okay, yeah. So talk about it.
So I think that as a strategist, which is what I've been for the last 25 years, I think that if you're looking to build anything today, you need to look for ways that you can make it sustainable. Like this whole idea before, we built up things and, we hoped they were sold. If they weren't, they ended up going away. Sustainability is the real key. And no one can argue that if you have a model where every touch point is going to win more than they put in, like obviously it's going to be sustainable, because why would anybody stop? In fact, we even had our model, we were contracting Nielsen to do a study for us to find out how long people would continue through our feeding program, how long people would continue to feed through our program. And they came back to us and said, we can't do the study for you because there's really nothing to compare to. But we can tell you that the consensus in our company is that why, like a minimum double, for example, with a charity, because you're touching on all of this, transparency and where the money's going and but more importantly, the most important thing, everybody wins more than they put in. And so if everybody's winning more than they put in, why would they stop? And so that's really the lifeblood of RTG with all of our programs, our consumer programs, and of course, the SICK program, our Social Impact Challenge.
Yeah, and I just love that, because now, it's great to just give, but it's great that people can get rewarded for the great things they're doing. A lot of times we're doing great things out there and not being recognized or, just something, but this is a great program that can be worked to everybody, right? So if somebody's listening for the first time, Melissa, why jump in real quick? Just why?
Massive impact. Why? Massive impact, give back.
There you go.
That's it. That's a great way to end it, Charles, right there.
All right. Stephen, tell us a little bit more about how we can get involved if they want to register. I'm going to pull up your site right here and tell us how they can get involved right now.
Yeah, so reach out to us, call, email, go on our site and click for more information. The reality is we've got, great people like Melissa that are reaching out to companies every day and sharing the information with them. We put a really, really good presentation together that highlights the benefits, how companies are going to really flourish in a time where, a lot of companies are really focused on that. So it's a great program. It's going to do a lot of good, but more importantly, it's really going to benefit those companies that are looking to, that are challenged right now, and that pretty much involves everybody. But to engage with their employees, to keep them engaged, to keep them, excited about working for that company, and that's how we'll build, long-term sustainability companies in every area.
All right, but before we go, I just want to say hello to our special viewers all the time. Claudio wants to say, what a great...
Claudio, my man. How you doing, buddy? I owe you a call. We should talk soon. Thanks for jumping on.
Thank you, everybody. You have a great time. And like we always say, get involved. Reach out to somebody. Look around you. sometimes, we just pass by and not realize that people around us might need some help. We're eating breakfast this morning and some people don't have breakfast. So this is the best way to get involved and to have, like she said, the impact. Why don't you be the impact and call them, give them a call, send them an email, or just sign up. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Charles.
We'll see you next time.
Has come to an end, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received